I'm Kelvin Hewitt.
I'm Tyree Ray Archer.
I'm John Thompson.
I'm Taki King.
I'm Drayon Wood.
And we from Johnson Middle School.
We off the record, Anthony Adebayo. We off the record, Scotty B. We off the record, and the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record, Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. We off the record, Anthony Adebayo. We off the record, and the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record, Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. We off the record.
We're different from any other sports show. Please tune in and get a different experience with your boy
and your boy Scotty B. We off the record. We off the record.
I forgot to bring up the soundboard, so forgive me, man. Forgive me. But this is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B, man.
Hey, so what's going on, man? I had an eventful weekend.
Eventful?
Yes. I got you, man. I got you.
Let me tell you something. I love this time of year. You got baseball, football, the beginning of basketball.
You about to start that conversation again?
Yo, if you're a sports fan, there's nothing like the end of October. Just everything going on. Let's start with the Nationals. Just shout out to the Nationals for everything that they're doing.
Absolutely. Another hand clap? All right, cool.
Another hand clap for the Nationals.
Yay, Nats. Woo-hoo.
So game one, we basically took...
he's saying we. He all in now. He's saying we. Mo, he's saying we.
Look,
I'm not saying we.
Don't play with me. Nah, but look.
That was a hell of a game.
Yeah, everybody is pretty much wrote the Nationals off. Basically, it was like, look, we're the biggest underdog in World Series. History pretty much against the Astros. Garrett Cole was supposed to be a sure win. And the Nationals, man, they went out there yesterday and handled business. It was
a shaky start.
Yeah, but what I enjoy about this national team is they don't fold. They don't fold under pressure. I
agree.
They were down 2-0, and I was just sitting there like, okay, they got Garrett Cole.
You was nervous.
Hell yeah, I was nervous. I text you, a matter of fact. I was like, Scherzer out here effing up. I was like, what the heck he doing? But you know what? The boy Zimmerman, the boy Juan Soto came through, man.
And even Scherzer. Scherzer ended the game with more. He had more strikeouts. He didn't have his stuff in the beginning. And honestly, you look at it, I think now you can just tell that they were. I don't know if it was rust or just being nervous, but that first inning they just looked pretty shaky. I think they got one guy on, but he was stranded, and it was just like, oh man. But when the Astros came out, scored those 2 runs, I was with you like, hopefully it's not going to be a long day. But the Nats have been like this all postseason.
Right.
Even when they were losing earlier in the season, they were still, it wasn't like they were getting slaughtered. They would give up some runs, and then they would if they gave up 5 runs, they score 3 and end up losing by 2, or score 4 and end up losing by 1. So they've never been getting killed, but these past few months it's just been crazy. And this playoff run right now that they're on is crazy. 7 straight games. Game 2 is tonight. Is Strasburg against Verlander. Now I tell you what, if the Nats go into Game 3 up 2-0, I don't know. I know the Astros are loaded, but I think they'll probably be mentally like, what do we have to do here to get these guys? Because
I think right now, to your point, we do need to go 2-0. That'll show that we could take Houston's best punch. But right now, I think we woke Houston up. I'm a little hesitant to say that we're going to win Game 2.
Right.
I think, the Astros, they've tweaked their lineup a little bit. They're going to move Yordan Alvarez up in the lineup. They're going to move Carlos Carrera back a little bit. And, the Nationals, we didn't really do any tweaks, which, it's no reason to. But we have to take the punch tonight with Justin Verlander. If we're able to survive Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole, it's going to send a statement to the Astros. And
I'm going to send a statement to everybody. Listen, everyone, I'm talking about like next year because, I mean, ultimately this team is probably going to be pretty much the same team next year. Yeah, man, so we'll see. So you got them what? What you think is going to happen tonight?
Honestly, I mean, I'm rooting for the Nats, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose.
Okay. I'm same here. I just game one of the World Series looked like game one of the ALCS. You know, except for the Yankees came out, you know, firing on all cylinders, but after that it was a wrap. I mean,
I think we're just in for a good series. I think the Nats. I still think the Nats are going to beat the Astros, but let's not underestimate the Astros too. I think we're just going to just get a good series. And one thing about the Nationals too is they're a scrappy team. They've got good base running. They steal a lot of bases. They do a lot of the little things that most people that don't watch them realize that they do or they're capable of. They're going to have to continue to do all the little things and get the extra bases or get the hits and just everything a lot of teams that are that good don't do. So it's going to be a really good series.
all right, so I have a question for you. Because look, you know, I was listening, and I normally don't even listen to like regular like radio, you know, but I was like, let me just listen, see what's going on. So I've been listening to the like different radio station, and it's Go Nats, Go Nats. I saw, I forget where I was at. I was somewhere on a church. They had the Nationals logo on their like big board, like Go Nats. I'm seeing this all over the place. In Maryland, in Virginia, in D.C., I'm seeing this all over the place. Win or lose, what do you think moving forward this does for baseball, even just in this area and as a whole? Because they're like the underdog too. So
They are the underdog. If you look at it, no team has started the season off like that and made it to the World Series. I think the Nationals, similar to what the Capitals did when they won the Stanley Cup, it kind of put DC more on notice, like, oh, okay, we got a really good team. Same with the Mystics, with them winning the championship. It's brought that awareness to the WNBA and DC. I think the Nationals as a whole, I'm not going to say that they're underappreciated, because if you go to Nat Stadium, I mean, they have good turnouts, and I think most people here do support the Nats, but if they're able to win the World Series, you're going to see even more support. To your point, I mean, I was dropping my son off at school, and I was looking at 7-Eleven, and they had the vendors outside, you know, selling the Nats sweatshirts, selling the Nats jerseys, selling the Nats caps, and it's phenomenal to see, but I'm rooting for them, man.
all right, so yeah, I think that is gonna bring more awareness. I think that just in this area, the popularity will grow. Hopefully the popularity of baseball grows, seeing like this type of story, and they have a 20-year-old kid who's like their savior. They have these aces. I don't want to say this is like a David versus Goliath thing, because yes, the Astros do have they probably have the top 2 Cy Young candidates on their squad. They probably have the Rookie of the Year. They probably have the MVP, if not, they're very close to, getting it. They're loaded. I mean, top to bottom, the Astros may be one of the best teams in history. And I know that's saying a lot, and that's it. But if you look at the Astros roster, they clearly have the best roster in baseball, top to bottom.
But see, that's part of the problem. And it's not just you. It's everybody. It's even myself. It's even my reluctance to even say that the Nationals are going to win tonight. I think everybody is promoting this like a David and Goliath, but is it really a David and Goliath?
I don't think so, because I think these are the two best pitching staffs in baseball. So I think they're a lot closer than people think.
Exactly. No, I think to your point, no, you're absolutely right. I think the Nationals are a lot better of a team than their record says they are. I mean, we get into that phrase that Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are. This is one instance to where now it's not necessarily you are what you say you are. Like, if you get hot at the right time and you get into the dance, and that's what people love about sports is it's not necessarily whether or not you go into the playoffs with the number one seed. It's are you there, and then can you turn it on for the rest of the time that you are in the playoffs. And again, like I said, the Nationals, man, they've done a phenomenal job doing that. But you look at some of the people that they have, Juan Soto, Anthony Rendon, Adam Eaton. I mean, the list goes on. Those guys are playing phenomenal baseball. The person that probably should feel some sort of way is maybe Bryce Harper.
I don't think so. I knew you was gonna go there. I know you, Scott, but I don't think so, man. That's easy to say because but first of all, you give me $330 million, whatever. But as a competitor, he probably could feel like. I think they would have made this run with Bryce Harper.
Oh, absolutely. No, they would have made it with Bryce Harper. But I think about Bryce Harper's tenure in Washington. And you look at all the teams that they've had before that have been loaded, but they exit the first round. So it's like Bryce Harper shouldered so much of that load for so much time. And then, like, now, he's off in Philly, and then the Nationals are on this historic run.
Yeah, and when I saw this with Bryce Harper, the first thing I thought about was Tiki Barber.
Right.
But I don't think that. I think that Bryce Harper's teammates liked him more than the Giants liked Tiki Barber. I don't think his teammates liked him at all, and you can tell just by the way Tiki Barber spoke after he left the organization. But I think that Philly will be all right in the next year or two. So I think Bryce Harper will have his chance at a World Series eventually. They're gonna have a new manager. They have money to spend, so we'll see. But if I'm Bryce Harper, I won't say nothing stupid. I'm rooting these guys on. I mean, because honestly, he was just on his team just a year ago, so I'm rooting these guys on and wishing them the best. And I think he did on Twitter or whatever. So, yeah, I don't think he's holding any grudges.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, you can say all the right things, but just think about it, man. Your old team is about to be in the World Series, and you like, crap, man. I'm not there with them.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but hey, if he feels like, he should feel away. At the end of the day, he should feel away like, yeah, but I don't think he should like feel like he's the reason that they're there.
No, what I mean is like, okay, like let's say you dump your wife, or you get a divorce, or you just like you just get rid of her for whatever reason. You move on, and then you look back.
I don't like this analogy.
No, but you look back. But you look back, and she's doing better without you. Like,
she's like a millionaire now.
Yeah, she's like a millionaire. You over there like struggling, and I mean, in your mind, you made the right decision, but it would help if she were broke.
I guess I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it would help. It would help if she gained 100 pounds. If she.
Yeah, let's go to break real quick.
I'm just saying, like people want their exes, or they want the person that they broke up with or separated with to do good, but do they really?
Right. Yeah. And listen. Anytime I hear somebody where you separate, whether it's like you leaving a job or leaving, and they say, "I wish you the best." No, you don't. Not really. Don't lie to me. Keep it real. Keep it 100. Be like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you gone and you may do good, but I hope you kind of fall on your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so don't tell me you wish me the best when you really don't.
Or you're rooting for my
you're rooting for
No, you're not.
Yeah, good for you. I'm happy for you. Fam, I'm leaving here. You're not happy for me. You have to go in and find a replacement. And we don't like each other. So don't you know what? I'm about to get off on a tangent, man. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B.
Welcome back.
All right, man. So we talked enough baseball.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to talk basketball? Or you want to talk football, man?
It's up to you, man. It's your world, man. I just live in it.
All right. So let's start because I got a feeling we're going to talk football for the rest of the show. But
yeah. We got a guest today, and we'll talk football. So,
right.
Yeah.
So we have basketball opened up last night. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Raptors, they got their championship rings. Mm-hmm. Biggest rings, pause, but pretty much biggest rings in ring history.
Drake got one too, or two.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so that was a good game with the Pelicans. The Raptors ended up winning, but I was really impressed with what I saw with the Pelicans.
Absolutely.
The Pelicans are going to be, Lonzo Ball, statistically, he had an okay game. But if you look at if you watch the actual game, he looked good. Shout out to you for calling that out a couple years ago because you said, he's going to be good. He looks a lot more comfortable now.
Mm-hmm. And you know who I thought about last night?
Who?
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
Get out of that L.A., all of that, the distractions and all of that other stuff, and now you're able to just be free and play. And part of that I think is his dad too. But Lonzo, I think he's getting older, and he's pretty much gonna take over his career, which I think he should have done from the beginning. But as an 18, 19-year-old, you're gonna listen to your pops, and for the most part, and but now he realizes that, hey, I gotta do what I have to do. So,
well, one analogy that you had brought up a couple years ago, you had talked about Lonzo Ball being similar to Jason Kidd. Mm-hmm. And what I saw yesterday is maybe not statistically he's Jason Kidd, but the making people better aspect of his game, to where maybe it didn't show up as an assist, but the way that he's able to control or facilitate during the game. Right. It's going to be tremendous. And then when Zion gets back, it's going to flow. Brandon Ingram even had a pretty good game last night. And, I've always been.
They should have won that game last night.
Yeah, they should have won.
They should have won that game. So, L.A. versus L.A. What was your takeaway? What was your takeaway from that game?
Overreaction Wednesday. I didn't take much. Mm-hmm. It's the first game. Kawhi Leonard, he balled out. He took care of business. I think it was an overreaction with Anthony Davis and LeBron. Anthony Davis really didn't have his best game last night, but he'll be okay. And then you look at LeBron, it was only 18 points, but it was still...
He almost had a triple-double.
He almost had a triple-double, but I think people... They've got to understand where LeBron James is in his career. It's his 17th year. Father Time does catch everybody. Like, he's not that LeBron that's going to go out there and give you 40, 38. He's capable of it, but he's at that point in his career to where it's okay for him to defer to another star.
All right. So let me ask you this. Because we got to go to break. We got a guest here. So let me ask you this. Let's make our predictions real quick. Who's your MVP?
MVP of the league.
Yep.
I don't know.
You got to pick somebody.
It's a tough question because I don't think it's going to be Anthony Davis.
Who do you think it's going to be?
That's a tough question.
I'll let you look. We're gonna
go Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, who's your rookie of the year?
R.J. Barrett's going to surprise a lot of people.
Of course, you're a Knicks fan. But all right, so let me go back. I think the MVP is either going to be. I'm just going to. I'll say LeBron. I think it's going to be LeBron. Somehow, someway, he's going to find a way, and he'll be the MVP.
I think he's going to win the chip, but I think it's going to be different.
Oh, don't. I get to that. Come on, man. I'm producing here.
Okay, all right. Good.
Who's the defensive player of the year?
Pass.
You got to pick somebody, Scott. Stop taking the easy way out. Any other time, you'll hold my feet to the fire. So you got to pick. Listen, because more than likely your prediction's going to be wrong.
I want to say Paul George.
Paul George. How much is he going to play?
He's going to come back early November.
Okay.
I mean, we're at the end of October
that's
now.
Fine. Okay.
I think he had a phenomenal. I mean, he had a phenomenal year last year.
All right. So Paul George.
Yeah, I go Paul George.
I'm gonna say Anthony Davis. I'm not a Lakers fan, people. This is just a feeling I have.
I'm mad that all these awards are staying in LA.
That's
why I need a little bit more time to think about it.
We were supposed to do this last week, but we got into like an argument or whatever. So you said Rookie of the Year is and I'm going with Kobe White.
What? The guy in Chicago, the point guard?
The point guard.
No. Okay, he's a Chicago Bull fan. Why are you going with Kobe White?
I think he's gonna shock a lot of people as a rookie. So I know everybody wants to go with. So you just pick R.J. Barrett.
He's got more potential than Kobe White.
Why? We'll see. We'll see.
He's on the worst team.
Okay, most rookies of the year.
He'll have teams. But he'll have the opportunity.
All right, so you don't think Zion? And you don't think
I think Zion's going to lose. He's going to lose too much time. And watching the Pelicans last night, even though they had the number 1 overall pick, that team is pretty good. Drew Holiday, J.J. Redick.
Scott, I'm telling you now, Zion is going to be just fine. He's like I said before, he's going to average a double-double.
I didn't say any of that. I didn't say he wasn't going to be fine. I just think that team, they're a good team. Okay. So he's going to come in, and he might average 20, 5 and 5, but it's not going to look as good as somebody that's got the opportunity to shoot 30 times a game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And same with Kobe White.
And R.J. Barrett won't have that opportunity either.
Well, you look at Kobe White, that's the only thing that Chicago is really missing, and in my opinion, is they're missing a true point guard.
Okay.
I think Levine and all those guys, they'll take the next step with a good point guard. So I can see that a little bit.
See how it's okay. Look, let's go real quick. Who do you have winning the championship? Oh wait, most improved player. That should be easy. And don't mess this up, Scott.
I am gonna mess this up.
I'm gonna cut your mic off if you say the wrong person. But go ahead.
I don't want to go Bam Adebayo.
Go ahead.
I mean, he is gonna have a good season.
This guy's taking that forever. Go ahead. I'm waiting.
That's what happens when you ask questions that people aren't prepared for.
You should be prepared. You've done this long enough. Come on. Most improved player.
Alexander, the guy out from out in OKC.
Yeah, that got traded. Okay. All right.
I think he's gonna have a breakout year.
All right, and I'm going with Bam. And so now we're going just champion because we done ran out of time because you want to do all this explaining. Who you got winning the chip?
I got LA.
And who you got them beating? Lakers. You got the Lakers.
Yeah.
Beating who?
I think Philly. This might be Philly's time. I like what they did in the offseason.
Okay. I was gonna go with the Lakers. I'm still gonna go. I was gonna go Rockets again, but I can't do it. I'm going Lakers. To Sam beating Philly.
Ugh. So we agree. Nah, that's a bad thing.
So you gonna change your pick? You gonna change the Boston?
Yeah, Ant is bad luck.
I'm bad luck.
Anything that Ant picks, I don't want anything. I don't want no parts of that.
So are you changing your pick or not?
Yeah, I got to.
You always want to be against me. What? Listen, we're in this together, man.
All right, so I'm going to go Clippers.
Oh, shit. You changing both picks?
I'm changing both picks.
All right, Clippers.
No, we can't be the same. Bucks.
Okay. All right. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy, Scotty B.
No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
All right, welcome back. All right, so my winner of the week this week is Brandon Tabman. If you don't know who he is.
We don't know who he is.
He's the assistant general manager of the Astros. And the reason why he's my winner of the week is during the press conference, man, he just shouted out that he had to thank God that they got Roberto Osuna last year, and he's glad that he got him. But the irony of this was he was shouting it to 6 women reporters. Now, if you're not familiar with Roberto Osuna's story, the Astros picked him up last year while he was serving the 75-game ban for domestic violence. And again, the winner of the week is about how stupid can you be. That is just a dumb decision to just say that to 6 women reporters and scream it and yell it out like we don't live in this Me Too movement era. I mean, what was this guy thinking, man?
Well, he wasn't. I don't think that he had to know what was going on.
Well, he apologized this morning, but it was just it was stupid. You know what I mean? And the Astros, they pretty much accepted his apology and they apologized on his behalf too. But it's just why would you do something like that?
So he's a dummy.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
He's a dummy. All right. Well, we had to cut that short. Well, we got a guest today. Make sure your mic is on because, people be judging me. All right. So we have a good friend of mine. He's an actor. He's a philanthropist. Did I say that right? Philanthropist? That's some hate.
What does it mean?
He's a giver. Pause. Come on, man. But anyway,
big word, man.
Oh, please. But we got Kwame Amoo. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. How you doing, man? Thanks for the intro, man.
I try. I was going to do more, but Scott interrupted me. So
I just didn't know what's that from.
You don't know what a philanthropist is?
No.
Look, all right, let's go to.
We'll Google that later.
Just to make sure he knew what it was.
Yeah, all right.
He might have read it in your bio.
I didn't even need to read his bio. I know his bio. All right, so
Over here trying to use big words.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got a guest. You trying to show off in front of the company?
Why don't you just say like he gives back to?
Oh my God.
He was trying to impress his guests. I see.
And we get back to the kids.
Yeah. So, all right, man. So what's going on, man?
What's going on, brother? Thanks for having me. Foremost, I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
So, where you want to start? You got a movie. Do you want to go to your beginning, or you want to go straight to your release?
Let's go to the beginning.
I go to. Move them. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, man.
Let's go to the beginning.
Tell us your story, man.
Yeah. Well, I wrote this over 2 years ago.
Okay.
Just trying to get things together, like the cameraman, the actors, executive producer, and it was quite a journey. I'm not even gonna lie, it was quite a journey because when I first started filming, we had a film crew, and once we started talking about the locations, because location is important when you shoot film, and he came back to me like a month later, said he couldn't do it. So I was like, wow. So I was like, just shocked. So I had to literally buy all the production. The executive producer helped. His daughter actually went to school for film, which is Denisha Frazier.
Okay.
And then we started just putting out pieces together. We shot in 4 different locations.
All right, what locations?
The first one was Ghana,
Oh wow.
Canada, Baltimore, D.C., Maryland, and then the final location was in London.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was good. It was good.
Nice. So tell us about the film.
Charlatan. Well, Charlatan revolves around the character Ade, and Ade is like he's a kid where he doesn't come from the best background, and his parents were murdered when he was young, but he wanted a visa to come over to the U.S. So he came over to the U.S. and he was adopted by his foster mom. His foster mom had passed away. So Ade is just like he has
can't catch a break.
The kid can't catch a break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with all those trials and tribulations, he gets into the wrong peer pressure, the wrong folks, and he just starts going deep into the underworld, which a lot of us do if you don't have some type of role models in our life.
Right.
You know, some people just judge people off, oh, why did he steal? Why did he rob? There's
Right.
always a beginning to why somebody turns out to the way they become.
Right.
So Charlatan, basically, Ade comes over to the U.S., foster mom passes away, like I said, runs into the wrong crowd, meets his old friend, Ifani, from high school, and then things just started going wild. Just started going wild, and he just, starts doing things that normal teenagers and guys don't do to survive,
Okay.
So I got a question. Where'd you get the inspiration to write something like that?
Good question. Good question. The inspiration came from people I knew. Me being a foreign born from Ghana, and just coming to this country, it was a struggle. And then once I went to college, I started seeing cats from the same country I was, born from different regions, was living big. I was like, wow, how do you guys get all that money?
College.
I'm in college, and these guys are driving BMWs. We going to clubs in D.C., and they got the tables, bottles, and the girls all over. And I'm just in amaze. And then my buddy just pulled me over. He's like, they don't work. I said, they don't work? He said, yeah, it's just the underground world. And I said, well, what do you mean the underground world? Well, they fraud. They just get scamming, getting people's credit cards and different areas of the country. And I was just blown away. I was like, really? He said, yeah, this guy has never worked a day in his life. And from that, just growing up listening to different scamming schemes of foreigners doing, and not the stereotype. I want people to understand, I don't want to stereotype any country, any region. If it's Africa, if it's Puerto Rico, I'm not stereotyping, but this is something that I lived through, something I experienced. So I wanted to tell the story, how some of these guys get into that type of life.
No, it's a very interesting story because I wasn't aware of that, and like you said, you go to college and you see somebody with a Benz, you're like, dang, yo, I'm driving the Cavalier. Like,
I'm working, literally working 2 or 3 jobs just to stay above, and this guy he's buying us drinks. We walk through the door and he pays for everything, and it's just, you're just like, wow, these guys are there's really an underground world a lot of people don't know of. But in the same token, I wanted to throw like a twist. I wanted to bring some fiction to it and be like, okay, well, what if I told the story like this?
Okay.
Like a Robin Hood story, because if you watch the film, Ade he's motivated because he just feels like everything's been against him, and he sees his friend pulls up, and you see in the movie, he pulls up in a nice BMW truck. He's living real good. He gives Ade this whole bunch of money, and Ade tells him, I've been struggling. He's like, well, what do you do? And Ade says, I deliver newspapers. This guy's like, what? Deliver newspapers? So come on, bro, you need to get with me. So from that point on, the story just turns Ade to some criminal mind, just doing things that real scammers will do. If you look in the movie where there's one part with an old lady where I'm in New York, that was shot in New York, and I forgot to say that one of the scenes was shot in New York, close to Manhattan, where it's called a pump and dump. It's basically pump and dump scheme is where the guy that's trying to scam somebody is saying, hey, I'll give you a stock, you provide us this money, I'll flip your money and double what you gave me, and then next minute you just ghost. And what that happens a lot when somebody does a pump and dump scheme, usually police officers or FBI is behind the door. So when you go into the hotel or whatever building you go into, usually you get raided or you get arrested. So it's always risky doing those type of moves. And I just did my research and just finding out different things that scammers would do to get that extra money. Yeah.
Wow. Is this your first movie or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what do you have, coming up?
Well, right now we submitted to a lot of film festivals. We got pretty good feedback. We got one nomination from the Best Film Shorts, which was pretty big. If you get nominated from that, and if you move on, these are people that win Oscars and Emmys. Even Harvey Weinstein won an award from them. Not to say his name, I know he's in the backdrop, but these are some of the people that went through this festival. We got another nomination coming up. So what we're basically trying to do is just get a distribution deal, try and bring it to a series, hopefully big screen,
Where can we find it? Like, where can we watch it?
My YouTube page is Kwame Amoo, which is spelled Ghartey, last name Amoo. And my Instagram page is Ghartey_Amoo.
All right, so you went to Bowie.
Yes, Bowie State, yes.
And
home of the Bulldogs.
Whatever. So while you were there, were you in? Because I know I went to Virginia. We went to Virginia State. And that's a huge rivalry. As far as I know, it's back as far as first freshman year is Bowie and Virginia State, they battled.
That's right.
So last week was our homecoming, and Bowie won.
And we won.
All right,
Yes.
man. All right, man. You can leave right now. But it was actually a good game, man. And when you were there, getting involved. I mean, you probably didn't. Did you play sports?
No.
Okay, but I'm sure you knew the athletes. Did you ever think to yourself like, I can possibly do a movie based on school rivalries? It sounds kind of crazy, but do a movie based on your school experience.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I definitely thought that because my undergrad, I went to undergrad for public relations.
Okay.
And while I was doing undergrad, it was crazy because we had all the amenities at Bowie. Like you guys had set up. It was really
Humble
nice.
brag. Okay.
You know, it was really nice. But yeah, I definitely did because you see so many people and so many faces going through Bowie. People who's working 9 to 5s, the dorm life, like you said, the athletics.
Yeah.
It was definitely a time where I felt like, wow, there's a lot of opportunities for African Americans. And me being a minority, just trying to get into the corporate world, I thank Bowie for that. But I definitely seen Bowie where I could it's a good storyline I could start,
All right. Scott, you got something?
Oh, no.
All right. So, I know something about starting your own production company. And so tell us about how you're going about that situation and how you going about starting it and have you started?
Sure. Starting my own production company, I felt like as a struggling artist myself, because I am an actor, I am signed to a management company, but I also do other things on the side. I would say to anybody, put out your own production because the world is changing. Nowadays, you can stream so many of your own content to get people to notice who you are. Once you build a cult or a following, then you could pitch it to the higher networks. I think what helped me out, I had somebody, executive producer, that helped finance my production company, which really helped. So what a lot of people got to understand, for people to actually see you and give you opportunity, you have to build your own brand. That's the most important thing. When you're in the industry, it's all about branding, how you promote yourself, And what I learned from this, I should have did this a long time ago. Because as a struggling actor, you go to the auditions and you're sitting there and there's like 20,000 other guys that look just like you. And
this is crazy.
It's
that
very,
is wild.
Yes. So what I had to do is, what can I do for myself to be different?
To separate yourself from
Yes,
the pack.
and it's very important to be different. And it's very important to bring your own stuff to the table. Because once you bring your own stuff to the table, people are looking, wow, he's ready. He's got his own production company. He's got his own film. He has nomination with film festivals. So he's actually doing everything by himself. So when we do give him an opportunity, we already know he's invested. You get what I'm saying? People want to see people invested.
Okay.
Because sometimes overnight success doesn't always pan out like people expected.
Well, listen.
But go ahead. But he's right though. That's the true definition of success, when opportunity meets preparation.
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
you've got to be prepared, and you've got to be prepared for the opportunity at all costs. So now it's good to hear you speak on that, because you can use that in any industry. I mean, we go through the same thing too, and that's why we do what we do. Is it's about, at the end of the day, we like sports, but you put together that tape, you put together that audio. So if ESPN or Fox Sports comes knocking, you're ready for the opportunity.
Yes.
So
Well, I know you're writing another script, and I'm free, man. I'm sure Scott will have some. Listen, if you need this,
I got is I can't act.
I would love to use this set. I mean, what you guys got going on is definitely great. I love it. I love the atmosphere, the setup. I'm shocked. I'm pretty impressed.
Hey, man.
Hey, we got a movie with a sports part.
Exactly. Listen,
you guys are giving me ideas, man.
Listen, and if you need me, and because Scott said he don't act, look, I ain't either.
I can be an extra.
Scott, you can't be an extra. You got to be the guy, man. It's like, don't lower your stance. You got to start somewhere, right?
Be that guy.
Look, extras make good money.
I know, but I want to have some lines, all right?
You want?
I want some. Listen, I want lines.
Anthony's never modest. I got
I
you.
am modest.
Taste together. You guys got here. This guy started as an extra.
No. Forget all of that.
I want to do the big screen. I got you, bro.
Listen. I want lines, and I don't want just this is Anthony Adebayo. No, I want some lines. So you write the lines.
You know, it's funny you said that because that's why I started my own production company to give people opportunities. People that don't have voices being heard. Because there's a lot of actors that you guys never will see or know because they just don't get the opportunity.
Right.
You know, and there's great actors that's not on TV that need that opportunity. And just like you guys sure know Tyler Perry, where he's been doing his own studio production company, and he's just doing amazing things.
Right.
So if I could just get just 10% of what he started and build from that, I'm happy.
Definitely. All right, so give everybody your social media.
Social media. Oh yeah, it's
Not your social. Look,
That-
we're not scamming.
You're scamming already. I gotta watch this guy.
No, the social media. Did you see how he looked? He said, "What?"
My IG.
I was thinking that. I was like, but if he gonna give it.
I know. My Instagram page is Gartey_Amoo, and I'm gonna spell that GHARTEY_AMOO. And we actually have a website for the film, and it's KAMOO234.wixsite.com/Charlatan. And Charlatan is spelled CHARLATAN.
All right, we're gonna put that on because I ain't had time to write that.
Okay, you put it out.
We'll put it out. Yeah. And all right, man. So we're gonna get to the old school joint of the day, which we do every week. So just off the record, I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B.
I got it. Let you
I swear I hate Scott, yo. I swear.
But what part was a lie, though?
All of it. So look, anyway, so real quick, who you a fan of? Football, NFL?
You know what?
He don't even watch football.
No, listen, no. I know I'm gonna get castrated for this, but I'm liking Minnesota.
Okay.
Kurt's liking up.
Okay. So you think they're gonna make a run?
With Diggs and that running game, yeah, why not?
Dalvin Cook's been having a good year.
Yeah, he has. Well,
And remember I tried to trade you Dalvin Cook, and you said,
listen,
no, I don't want Dalvin Cook or David Johnson.
Yeah, he done snaked me. Hey, look, I'm snake bitten, man. I'm snake bitten. Look, you can't blame me, man.
Nah, well, it was my fault because I missed that draft, and I was like, man, the computer drafted me a trash. And it still did. Still drafted me a trash team, but it got Dalvin Cook on it. But that's the only bright spot.
This team is not trash. Huh? My team is the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a Cowboys fan. He's a 49ers fan.
My 49ers looking good.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say we're looking good.
oh my God, fam, you're 6-0.
We're 6-0, but we ain't played nobody yet.
That's not true.
Look, I've been watching. Do not believe the hype train yet.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I agree with that. You know, I say I would need to see more, but they look good. 6-0 is 6-0.
6-0 is 6-0, but it could be an ugly 6-0.
What's the Redskins record?
The Redskins are 1-5.
They're 1-6, man.
Oh, they're 1-6. That's right. They didn't have their bye week.
Hey, Mo. Hey, come through real quick, Mo. Come through. No, look, real quick. You know, Mo's our guy, man.
But see, that's another thing. We barely beat the Redskins.
Yeah, but that was terrible. And the funny thing is, I told people that the Redskins might win that game. They had a shot.
They did have a shot. We gave them every opportunity to win.
So what I would like to let everyone know, the Redskins are the best team on the earth.
Oh, my God.
As
Hey,
long
that man Mike.
HTT all forever. HTT all forever.
Why he says that with a Nats jersey on? Matter of fact, I've never seen.
DC.
Listen, as long as I've known Mo, which has been 4 or 5 months, I've never seen him wear anything Redskins. All right.
Look.
Never. I seen him wear some Wizard stuff. I even seen him wear a Mystics jersey. I've never seen him wear anything with the Redskins.
First of all, I wear it every day.
Okay.
Every single day.
Now you show us that you have a Redskins tattoo.
I'm just saying. Look.
You ain't peeping in this picture at the beach.
Nah, you a fan's fan.
He's a fan.
Listen.
Y'all gotta understand. My love runs deep for DC.
Oh God.
I mean, by way of Kenya, of course, but my love for DC.
I'm glad y'all said that. You know, it almost skipped my mind. So since Scott's the only Yankee in here, but Scott, it's going to be a debate here. So one of the main meals in Africa is jollof rice, right?
Okay.
and everybody always says who has the best jollof rice.
Okay.
So I'm gonna invite Kwame to come back, right, Mo, and they need to get someone to make them some jollof rice, and you're gonna be the judge.
You know my mom's coming down on Sunday, so it's on. Let me know.
I'll be in Jersey this weekend. I'm gonna just have my mom make some jollof. What you got?
Are you on it?
I mean, I can get my mother to make some.
Yeah. Oh, we're not gonna cook it. No, we're gonna let the moms make it.
Okay. Because I was about to say if you about to ask me to make it,
no. We ain't trying to.
That's not mine. and you know, we over here in the East. Just to make it clear, Kenya is East Africa. So we have. Oh, well, of course not for y'all too, but for the Yankees.
Oh, my fault.
My bad, I had to. But yeah.
I didn't know how to look at a globe, brain. No, I'm good.
It's all love. But yeah, we have our own version of the rice. We don't call it jollof rice, but we have our own version too. And I mean, of course, it's gonna come out the best. But you know,
see, here we go. But,
I mean, that's we all know.
But man, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Oh, we still got like 5 more minutes. Okay, real quick. So we passed the rice. I'm gonna ask y'all too. Who y'all got win the NBA championship? Because I asked Scott, he gave me all this whole run around, and he done switched his team 3 times. So
I'm gonna go with Clippers and Philly, and I got the Clippers winning it.
Okay.
Clippers.
Y'all
Clippers.
get out.
I mean, they didn't have Paul George last
night.
And that speaks volumes.
So look, like I was saying a little earlier, I'm not. There's 60 points from the bench. That can cause a lot of people to overreact. And when I looked at those stats, I overreacted.
Yeah, you did.
But the fact that the Clippers are a more well-rounded team with better chemistry than the Lakers. Like I said, like I told y'all earlier, if the Lakers make some moves before the trade deadline, then we can talk.
It's been one game.
We can talk. No, I'm telling you, that bench is not cutting it.
I picked the Clippers, but I got to bring up one point. Do not overestimate Doc Rivers.
That's right.
Doc Rivers is a choke artist.
Yeah,
Listen, when I say that when I was saying that Doc Rivers was an overrated coach, people were trying to kill me.
But when the Celtics gave him the pieces, he made it work
once.
That's fine. But he made it. He got that ring though.
He had 1 ring. Yeah, people comparing. He's no Pop. He's no Phil Jackson.
But see, that's not what I'm saying.
He's barely a D'Antoni.
He's Eric Spoelstra.
D'Antoni, come on, let's not do that.
He's Eric Spoelstra.
I think he's better than Eric.
And he's better than Eric.
No, but Eric. You know what?
The thing is, he has a lot of
coach.
He is, and I think Doc Rivers has a lot of respect. I think that's what propels him a bit over a lot of these other coaches. A lot of the players respect him, but like I said, the Clippers to me have the more well-rounded team. Right now, I think the Lakers. I think you guys are overestimating when y'all look at this Ant Davis and LeBron. They've been playing over the summer, and everybody's seeing these highlights. And LeBron, he does this every summer. He knows how to talk. He knows how to get people to believe in him. Like I believe it. I love LeBron.
Fam, he went to 8 straight finals,
and he won 3.
He went to 8 straight finals.
Look.
And then he went, no, listen, hold on. I'm not going to let you get away with that, Mo.
Okay.
I won't, because you got to look at this for a minute. The Warriors won 73 games and lost in the finals in 7, right?
Okay.
And they knew that the Cavs were coming and went and got KD. It ain't like they just made a couple moves. They went and got, arguably.
KD went and got them.
They went and got KD. And we're not talking about somebody who is even just a star. We're talking about a superstar that you add to a 73-win team. And so nobody was going to beat them. So it didn't matter if it was LeBron.
But who started that though? LeBron. LeBron started that crap.
Okay, so I mean, this is hindsight, whatever. It's in the past, but
I don't think LeBron
we have to ask I would ask the question. We always doing these hypothetical questions. What happens if LeBron doesn't do what he did with Miami? Does he even have a ring?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
If anything, I'll give you maybe one ring.
The year before he went to Miami, they had 60-something, 64 wins or something like that.
He had that many years every season he's been in the league except for last year.
That's why he would have got a ring. He would have got
multiple. He has 3 right now. He only has 3.
But you know what?
First of all, you say only 3. Like we're
talking about LeBron James.
So
we're talking
what?
about LeBron James. This man is a specimen.
But you know what? Though,
we take LeBron James for granted.
I'm not taking. See.
I think possibly had he not gone to Miami, it would have changed a couple of things too. You probably wouldn't have the teaming up, so he probably would have had a ring a lot easier.
Okay, I can give you that. But I still think it would have probably only been 1. I just don't see him. If it took him 8 tries to get 3, I don't see him having more than 1 ring. And this is coming. I would like to let everybody know that's listening right now. I am a LeBron fan. Yeah. I'm a diehard LeBron fan.
It don't sound like it. It don't sound like it.
Look. I always take both sides. I can argue from both sides.
Oh, so you're playing both sides of the fence? I get
I'm just telling you. I speak facts.
I ain't heard what that he won 3.
Yeah, he won 3. He won 3.
But you said he would have got.
My personal opinion. That's not a fact. In my personal opinion, I think he would have only won 1 if he didn't go to Miami. That's my personal opinion.
Well, I don't think so because I think that if he would have went to Chicago, I think D Wade would have followed him to Chicago. I think wherever he would have decided to go that summer, D Wade would have went. Because D Wade was a free agent as well. So anywhere he would have went, and look,
but you got to remember he went to a perfect place where D Wade already was and already had chemistry.
No, he didn't. No, they barely. No, they lost in the first round. They only won like 40 games the year before LeBron got there. And they had a whole new team. What do you mean?
That doesn't mean those guys didn't already know how to play together.
Who?
No, they didn't.
They didn't. Remember when he first got there? They started like 18-18 or something like that.
When LeBron first got to Miami.
Yes.
Okay. Regardless, what I'm saying.
If they would have went to Chicago, they probably would have won easier because you had the reigning MVP in Derrick Rose. You would have had D Wade and you would have had LeBron.
I'm still trying to figure out why
I don't think that would have worked.
Well, we would never know.
Yeah, well, that we would never.
We was not enough ball.
Pause. You know something.
Not enough ball. Embrace it.
I'm not embracing it.
Embrace it. Embrace it.
No, we gotta go.
Let's put it like this: there's not enough basketballs to go around.
That's even worse. Pause.
Listen, I think that if they go to Chicago, Derrick Rose his career is extended because he doesn't have to do as much and he doesn't have to exert as much energy and he wouldn't have got that injury. We can't really say if he would have got injured or not.
I think it would have. I think it would have because we saw it later when they all went to
Cleveland. Come on, man! They were like,
they were old. They were old.
D Wade and Derrick Rose had all those injuries. But that's not the same.
But you also got to remember, Derrick Rose is a type of player that goes 100 miles an hour all the time. So even he may have still had that injury. Like even when he's playing now, even when he dropped that, he had that great comeback game with Minnesota. He just goes. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of player he is. He gives it his all.
I'm interested to see how he works out in Detroit. I think that's a good fit.
Yeah, I think that's
really
a good fit. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Kwame, appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you.
Mo, again, you're here.
Of course, appreciate y'all. Always.
All right, this is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy Scotty B.
We out of here.